Well, President Trump will come through on his promise to put America's heroes first by signing the VA Mission Act into law. Here to explain why this is such a major step toward fixing the VA's broken health care system is Executive Director for Concerned Veterans for America and Iraq War veteran Dan Caldwell. Thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me on again, Heather.
So let's take a look for people at home and break down a little bit of what the VA Mission Act would do. It adds $5.2 billion to VA healthcare program. It expands access to non-VA providers. It combines VA community care programs, and it expands the family caregiver program. So what do you think is the most important element here that will make a difference to veterans?
Quite simply, this bill will give veterans more health care choice. That additional money is not going into the VA's failing government-run health care system. It's going into community care programs that will allow veterans to access care outside of the VA when they need it and when the VA can't provide the care that they deserve. It additionally creates private urgent care clinics for veterans so they can access walk-in care without an appointment, which will vastly increase choice and access for care for veterans. And I think that's the biggest part of this. And as you know, this was one of the president's biggest promises, and he's keeping it by signing this bill today.
Yeah, another promise kept. But what about the timeliness of appointments? I know that this is always a huge issue with anyone's health care. Specifically for veterans, how will this work?
So one of the big remaining issues at the VA, not at every VA hospital, but certain ones across the country, is that there's still not timely care for veterans. There was just a recent government accountability point that the current choice program, which was implemented under the Obama administration, is not providing timely care in many cases. That's because of the bureaucracy, because of some of the rules that were put in place by the Obama administration that, quite frankly, were put in place to undermine the choice program because they were uncomfortable with it, because they didn't want that much access to private care. This bill will streamline those programs. It will reduce the amount of bureaucracy and set clear standards for when a veteran can access care outside of the VA and empower veterans, not bureaucrats.
And from what I understand, a lot of veterans are using that program, specifically about 30,000 appointments a day. So this $5.2 billion will go toward continuing that choice program through 2019. And then what happens?
Once the program ends in 2019, there will be a new VA Community Care and Choice program. It will be one program instead of 7, and that reduces bureaucracy and duplication, which will hopefully allow veterans to get care quicker and which is more convenient to them.
So you know firsthand the issues that have been in place with the VA healthcare system, those issues moving forward. Does this do enough? What needs to happen next?
Well, look, this bill is a big deal. It's a big win for veterans. It's a big win for President Trump, but it doesn't fix every problem within the VA. We still need to get to a point where veterans have full choice. What I mean by that is a veteran can choose to go to a VA community provider or a VA healthcare system at their choice, not determined by a bureaucrat or not determined by standards. They need to have their choice. This bill gets us very close to that, and it is a big step forward, but it doesn't go all the way.
All right, Dan, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We appreciate you breaking it down for us, and thank you for your service as well.
Well, thank you for having me on to discuss this important issue, and thank you for covering it.
All right. Have a great day.